and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the National Liberation Day of Korea. Did you know that Koreans suffered for 35 years under the Japanese rule? And yes, they fought for that freedom which they got on the 15th of August in 1945. This year, 2021, marks the 76th year after the liberation of Koreans from the Japanese. And today with me is a guest to talk about the National Liberation Day of Korea. So, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Kang. Uh, I'm working for a Christian organization and a church.
Uh,
Yes, I'm a father of two sons as well and one wife.
That's very good. Pleased to meet you. It's an honor to have you here today. Yeah, thank you. So, I would like to know, among so many things, Koreans choose to use the word liberation instead of independence. I mean,
Yeah.
so many other countries that have such experience, they use the word independence, but Koreans choose liberation. Why is that so?
Because Korea has a long history and yes, but unfortunately, there's a sad history, right? During the time, it was really, really tough
Uh,
and considered just free from the terrible situations. I think people just say that liberation
uh,
instead of independence.
uh,
I think, yeah, this is my just personal
Opinion.
opinion.
Okay, that's okay. Human abuse, human rights abuse was a hallmark. I mean, so many people, there's so many stories about what Koreans passed through during this period. Can you please tell us more about these experiences?
Yeah. Um, in our history, yes, we learn a lot, and we see that some people who were suffered at the time, like comfort women,
Uh,
now just few like a grandma
uh,
remain and alive. That's one of a big issue even nowadays. And also basically they try to Japanize Japanize it for Korean.
oh,
So not allowed it like learning Korean, but instead teaching Japanese.
oh,
So even nowadays, very old uh, people, seniors, they speak and understand Japanese words.
till today?
Still today,
Oh,
not many, but still there are. And also others. And yeah, forced labor, so a lot with the terrible condition. That's one of the issue even nowadays. Um, and many uh, films and dramas still continuously find out the cases and make making
oh,
film so that
okay.
people now are more uh, understanding
Oh.
about the condition. Mm.
Okay. So you mentioned comfort women. So what were they?
Very young ladies uh, uh, forcefully
Oh,
brought them to the soldier, the war field,
oh,
and then that's sexual abuse.
oh.
But even they didn't understand and they didn't know that what they are doing. Just treat and then bring them. This happened not in South Korea only, but the other Asian countries.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. It must have been a really tough time during that period.
Sure.
I mean, I still hear about the comfort women. It has been a serious case for Koreans and the Japanese.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, that's that's something else. So, do you have any personal experience and maybe any stories passed down to you by your relatives?
Relatives. Still, now times are passed, and then uh, maybe my personal relatives, not many concerning with it, but historically we will understand and know what's happened.
Yeah.
Uh,
So maybe now you get to read about it and maybe watch movies on it.
Mostly, yes.
Uh,
Through the movie, and we learn basically the history
mm.
in school, so we understand that.
So one would think after, I mean, the knowledge about what Koreans passed through under the Japanese rule it's never a good story to listen to. So one might begin to think, what then is the relationship between Koreans and Japanese like today?
Today, yeah, that's a good question. I think history is history, and the fact is fact. So I think we should mutual understanding we need. I mean, apologize
Okay.
first, and accept each other and develop each other. I think that's like a proper procedure, and I believe Koreans want that.
Hmm.
Uh,
Koreans would want that.
Korea wants that kind of procedure, but
Oh,
Koreans consider that even though they officially sometimes apologize already, why still you are making trouble?
okay.
But people consider that here it was not sincere apology at all.
Okay.
That's the main point.
I mean, considering what they passed through, I think they have every right to feel bad. And I mean, naturally, it might bring some kind of friction in the relationship between the both countries. So I would like to know: are they allowed to marry? Do Koreans actually
Yeah, of
get married?
course. Yeah,
They do.
there are couples in my uh, town also. There
Oh,
are Japanese Korean people. You can see the YouTube blog Korean Japanese couple.
oh, Koreans must really be very forgiving at heart.
I think person to person is okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
as a human and to human.
uh,
Yeah,
so we're allowed to say that there's some kind of a cordial relationship between Koreans and Japanese today. Is it okay to say that?
yes, okay. Why
Ah,
not?
okay.
Yeah. If you block everything, there's no fit, I think, between Korea and Japan. Mm. That's one of part we need to try. Maybe politicians try more,
Yeah,
and
okay.
the other side is civil
Okay.
common people, ordinary people. Just we can have a
They also
relationship.
run some kind of business together. Do they have a business relationship as well?
A lot.
Oh, they have
Because
a
this
lot.
is neighboring country,
Okay.
the biggest import and export one of country is
Ah,
Japan,
oh, oh,
and also tourist also.
oh.
Yeah, the biggest tourist group here in Korea, maybe China first, but and then Japan,
Mm.
and also Korean visit a lot Japan.
Okay. It's good to know that the relationship is not really that bad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, I'm sure there are some countries that are still under the influence of what they passed through under their colonial masters and all of that. But it's good to know that Koreans have grown above this experience,
Yes.
I would say. So, how is this day celebrated? I mean, it must be a very important day.
Yeah.
How is it celebrated here?
The biggest, I think, celebration is, I think, our president's address
Okay.
on the day, because that's very meaningful, not only Korean people but to Japanese people and Japanese government. I think
Oh,
so. That's, I think, a main thing. And then maybe local government or even a family, they just think over
mhm.
through because that's the national holiday.
Okay.
All TV programs also concerned about that.
Mhm. So it's a day to relax and you know, no work, no official work on that day.
No to work.
Okay. I've watched online some videos where you see some Koreans carrying their national flag
Mhm.
on such day to
Yeah,
celebrate.
sure.
Is
Yeah.
done to. Okay. And I also read somewhere, and I read an article. It actually came out as a joke, but it's according to the article, it was a reality that on such days, pardon we are giving to prisoners.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there is.
And on that particular story, a set of prisoners, they kind of engaged in a prison break just a day before the day of celebration. That's the 15th of August. They had a prison break on the 14th, and then on the 15th, it was actually this set of people that were supposed to be granted release to the next day. And I can't imagine what it would have been like for them to realize that if only they waited a day more, they would have been released legally. And now they're back to the street and maybe they'll be haunted like criminals again. It's good to know that, I mean, such day is appreciated and celebrated by the Koreans because, I mean, they have every right to be happy and celebrate such a day. But this year, we've been suffering the COVID-19 pandemic and all of that. Did it have any kind of, did it affect the celebration this year?
Because of COVID-19, government not allowed like a mass gathering.
Okay.
But usually there are some kind of even demonstration on the day. Everything's just cancelled because of COVID-19.
Okay.
Yeah, but still we are adapting like living under COVID conditions. So online, still, yeah, we are celebrating the day.
I saw so many flags hung around during the day.
Yes.
Okay. How did you celebrate yourself? Did you celebrate with your family?
My interest is like a president's address.
Okay.
I listen and read and think about that, and then yeah, remember just the sufferings, and also I have thankful heart for the condition now. Maybe some like a burden, like a responsibility for the future as well.
Okay.
Because that's now our assignment, I think.
Okay. That's good to know. So if you've been watching since, you would know that, I mean, we were able to find out a lot of experiences that Koreans past they had under the Japanese rule, and it hasn't been that of a pleasurable one. But from what our guest has told us today, they have been able to move on from such experience. And if you have checked anything about Koreans, you would know that you would hardly know that they passed through these sufferings because of the achievements they have today. So I think every Korean has the right to be proud of their country. They have every reason to be proud. I mean, the growth is massive.
Yeah.
And to think of where you all we are coming from and where you are today, I mean, there's every reason to be happy and proud of being a Korean.
Right.
I think that's a very that's a very good thing. So, do you have any last words for our viewers today?
My English is quite poor, so I didn't express myself.
Oh, no.
Really, so please understand.
No, if I could understand, I'm sure they can understand.
So you can search through internet for more information. But anyway, last comment for me is study history. That's painful history in Korea. Even though now for the future, I think we have another job that is improve our relationship between Japan and Korea. As a ordinary people, Korean citizen, as a this position, I think I can do something. And maybe politicians, maybe business companies. I think they have their role for the future for the relationship between Korea and Japan. So I really hope that because Japan is our neighboring country still.
Yeah.
I think we need to go together for the future.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful experience and session with you. Thank you for joining us. Maybe we'll see you some other time.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.